All right. If I understood the question or the point he was trying to make, I've been getting it a lot lately. Why am I not spending any time talking about SMT? And is there like a falling out from its utilization? Is there anything that's changed about it, or why am I just simply not talking about it? Because it's not. It is a confirming element. It's not an essential element. So if you're looking at correlation, or like for instance, if you're a forex trader or an index trader, it really helps because those markets are closely correlated: pound dollar, euro dollar, vice versa. So by combining and using the influence of whichever is stronger when you're bullish and whichever is weaker when you're bearish, um, I thought I covered it enough for everyone in the community that's learned it that I could move on and go beyond that. You're welcome to use it. I just don't feel like I have to bring it up all the time because I'm trying to teach deeper and more broader terms and helping with. See, there's no precision in my eyes and my SMT concept. It's not precise. It is a qualifier. It helps aid in establishing confidence behind the setup that you may be utilizing within the constructs of a correlation model. So it doesn't within the constructs of a correlation model. So it doesn't have its place in everything. There's certainly lots of trades that I can take and a lot of my students can take that SMT may not even form. And when I brought it up and I taught it, it doesn't mean that you should just throw it away. Because if you find value in it, then obviously that's what you should hold on to. But demanding that tool or that specific approach to reading or anticipating price action, it's important that the user keeps in mind that it is not an element of precision because it could be diverging several candles and still hold on to that divergence and not move yet. So it's not providing any measure of precision. It's just providing the intel about whether one market is stronger or weaker than the other. And that it has its place and benefit, but I don't feel that me not mentioning it, and I'm taking a great deal of liberty. I hope I'm not speaking too much in terms of.
Bro, come on. Are you kidding me? We all love that you're here and we all love that you're even willing to share what you are with us. So pretty please don't feel that way. And I know you do. That's the only reason why I even jump in, because it is something you're concerned with. And I want you to understand it's nothing. We're all very happy that you're here. Thank you.
But is the person that's posing the question or presenting his inquiry or making a comment? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, Henry, do you want to jump in? Is there anything about SMT that you have the man right here and he's asking for feedback from you in regards to the conversation? Henry, you brought it up. Would you like to add anything, please?
Yeah, thank you, Mike, for clarifying. And I was like just wondering why you don't like speak about it, So I got it right now. And I was like thinking like between SMT, like between sessions, when SMT happens between sessions, and also when there's like a read news, you also can use like SMT, and also with the 930, so 930 is manipulation, so it's gonna happen SMT there.
Henry, what asset are you trading, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I trade like Forex and also like NASDAQ and AS.
Hopefully that helps, Michael.
Yeah.
Are you speaking, Michael?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The audio and my hearing you all speak is breaking up on my end. I'm not sure what's going on, but
Twitter's undefeated, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think I pretty much said what I hoped I could have communicated, not just to this individual that's on the conversation right now, but hopefully other listeners can hear my response as well. It's not that I've fallen out of, favor of looking at or utilizing or implementing. I do look at it. I do consider it. But can you imagine if I weighed every possible concept I've ever revealed, in every instance of price action? I would never get to the point of the plot. Like, what are you getting at? Like, you're talking about all this useless stuff, because that SMT divergence is just one facet to an other well-established idea with the majority of other tools. So I know I sound as if I'm trying to minimize it to a degree so much that, well, let's just toss it away because ICT doesn't really, I use it, but I just simply don't rely on it as frequently as some of my students. When they first get introduced to it, they fall in love with it. Like, wow, I can really see this. But if you use it in and of itself, you'll find that there's divergences when there's no real reason for the market to move. And if you apply SMT divergences when, like, for instance, how I'm teaching you how to look at these gradient levels, what do you think happens when you have a higher swing high when it's bearish? We have a higher swing high on NASDAQ, but at the same time that NASDAQ is hitting that quadrant, ES fails to make a higher high. That in and of itself, it qualifies SMT and supercharges it, because it's giving you a greater deal of appreciation for what should be taking place. And you would think that, okay, NASDAQ went up there and touched its quadrant and made a higher high. So therefore, Sixth Sister would tell me, let's wait for ES to catch up with NASDAQ, but not when it's bearish. It's actually telling you that now is a very qualified SMT divergence, because NASDAQ was able to make the higher high. It was able to trade to its quadrant while being bearish, and ES is saying, I can't even do it. So selling short in ES is going to be favorable. And or entering as a turtle soup entry on NASDAQ, if you're going to trade NASDAQ when it's bearish for both indices, you use turtle soup for NASDAQ, but then you look for a fair value gap to form once it starts to slide in ES, and then you're in sync with the price action for the Sixth Sister one.
Wow. That was insightful. Very succinct and insightful. And that's the difference with the Sixth Sister versus SMT per se. And it's understood. More folks are here, folks. Conversation is here, and a lot of you would like to, or you might have a question, and now is the time to provide feedback. Michael, I don't know if you're comfortable with me taking more questions, but I'm sure folks are interested, and I'd love to hear from them if you don't mind.
If they're going to do it, just, you don't need to go through the monologue of like,
Right.
Thank you. Just send me a text or a tweet, on Twitter or not. You don't need to do it here.
Right. I appreciate that. Well said. We refer to that as Fight Club, ladies and gentlemen. So rules of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. So save the flowers for writing them and be salient to the topic and respect everyone's time. So Burke Trades. Burke, are you there? You've got a speaker tag. You've been patiently waiting. Would you like to step up, sir?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Kitt?
Very well, sir. And yourself?
I'm good. I just wanted to touch up real quick on what ICT said during the last part of the live. So he said high probability for value gaps lay over quadrants. And I'm looking at Tuesday and the new week opening gap, the upper quadrant of it, there was a BISI created on the upper quadrant laying over it. So that became a high probability fair value gap. And how he said entries occur on time and price, not just price. The entry at 951 was during the 950 macro, the 950 to 1010 macro.
Ooh, time and price.
I found that really insightful. You're catching the low of the day on Tuesday. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
You made that observation. Fantastic.